All right, Wyatt, why are we here again?
Sam has something super secret for you.
Super secret, that's right. Sam, for whatever reason, said he had to fly to Sweden to get some package. I don't know what it is. He's been secret about it. There's only a few gym equipment companies in Sweden, unless he's going over there for the snooze. I don't know. But regardless, he says he's pulling up now and we're supposed to be prepared for it. So that's why I'm here. Gosh dang it.
Breaking news. We've got eyes in the sky following the newly released Eleiko bar to an undisclosed location in the Midwest. It is rumored to be being escorted by the U.S. International Affairs Security Team. We'll have more as follows.
Hey guys, I'm not this tall. Guys, this was not the plan.
What? Sam, you said you went to Sweden. What do we have here? Oh my goodness.
This is probably one of the most important bars to ever be brought into America. We spared no expense on security measures getting it here.
I think there's only one thing left to do. We must open it and have these two gentlemen lift it.
Let's go.
Hey guys, it's Coop from Garage Gym Reviews. Welcome. Today we unboxed one of the most hyped barbells of all time. The new, straight from Sweden, still smoking, Eleiko Olympic barbell. Sam, did you just smoke a bunch of vape or something? What's this? Is that mango?
Bro, it's pineapple punch and it's so good.
That looks sick. Look at that. I visited Eleiko. I've seen behind scenes where they test all the barbells. I came away from Eleiko convinced that they have the best barbells in the world. Now, that doesn't mean I think they're the best values or anything like that. If you want to see best value barbells, go to the Budget Gym Co-op channel, put a link below the like button that you can check it out. But this one, it's sweet. Let's take this bad boy out. I wonder if their warranty covers fog. There we go. There we go. Ooh, the new Eleiko Olympic barbell. First is the almighty knurling. They're using what they call a 1.2 knurling. It's their own specification. The 1.2 knurl is a aggressive knurl because it's designed to be used in the Olympic competition, which I actually had my buddy Kane Wilkes, who works for us and has been on the US Olympic team, use this bar, which I'm gonna FaceTime here a little bit later to talk to him to get his thoughts on it. Let the people know, just how strong you are, some of your lifts.
Snatched over 400 pounds and clean and jerked over 500. So yeah, been at it for a while.
But this knurling is designed to grip, but it's not gonna be as sharp as what we see from their power bar. Now it is a Volcano knurl. I've used their 1.2 knurl. It doesn't seem like there's anything new about this knurl, but I will say, when you use an Eleiko, you know it's an Eleiko. It feels just absolutely fantastic. Now, one of the things they've kept on this bar is something that's unique to Eleiko as well. The date of purchase and then a serial number. They laser cut it into the actual bar, basically so that they can track it for warranty purposes. And they started something new with these, which they finally got approval from IWF and IPF to put IWF certified embedded versus the ugliest sticker I've ever seen in my freaking life, which is this right here. Spending $1,000 on a barbell and getting a sticker on it is so unfortunate. Thankfully, the organizations have allowed them to change. One thing that Eleiko does, and still does, despite other companies saying it's a very bad idea, that is chrome the shafts. This is a new chrome they're using called DN3, I believe it is. It's a 2 chrome system. It has a base chrome, which is supposed to help with like durability overall and corrosion. And then it has a top chrome that's supposed to help with abrasion and scratches and things like that. Honestly, we're not really gonna know how that's gonna affect things except for using this for years and years and years in gyms. So we'll just have to see over time. I will say the look of chrome looks really good. The problem with chrome is over time, it can cause more bending, essentially where most of the bending happens when you drop a barbell, which is where the shaft meets the sleeve. One thing Eleiko does though, they only chrome to right at the edge so that it's not causing issues with the bending. That's something that Rogue had come out with where they hired a separate company to basically test bars. Now, the steel they're using is known as Swedish steel. Swedish steel, when I first heard it, I was like, I want American made steel, baby. American steel's better. Supposedly, and I have to take their word on this, Swedish steel is the best steel in the world because it's the most refined steel in the world. It comes, I guess, from World War II is what I was told, where they had to basically build a ton of foundries for different war purposes. And so they have the best foundries and the best, most pure steel, where they have the least amount of carbon, I guess, is what they were telling me. So it's very fine steel. An Olympic weightlifting bar, you want even rotation. This is a very consistent spin, which if you talk to anybody who is high-level Olympic weightlifter, they're not looking for the fastest spin, they're looking for a reliable, consistent spin, which is exactly what this is and exactly what this does. It feels very good. The other thing is you want tight tolerances. Some bars, like that Rogue bar over there, which isn't designed for Olympic weightlifting, it's gonna have a lot of side-to-slide slop. This has very little. Our bar was made by Cal with love. And then the end cap. They finally got rid of the sticker and they have these beautiful painted end caps, which look sick. The gold, I mean, an Eleiko is a lot like a Porsche. Like you're spending money on a really high-end bar. You want the fit and finish to feel different than every other bar. I love like a really nice designed end cap, but this is definitely within Eleiko's branding. And then the inner sleeve right here, 20 kilograms IWF competition that matches that gold. That's pretty sick. One thing that is unique about this bar too is it's supposed to have easy maintenance. So you're supposed to be able to open it easily. This is your dust-proof seal. This is pretty sick. Most barbells will have snap rings that you take off. This has, if you see that gasket right there, that's to prevent any dust from entering on the inside. And then the other side would be probably a gasket on the inside of that sleeve as well. But that's pretty sick. There's a locking ring here, which you could take out if you wanted to take the thing all the way out. But next bar is the Eleiko Performance Bar. This one is made by Mariana. So this is a CrossFit multi-use type bar designed for high reps, power cleans, those sorts of things. It's gonna have probably, a little bit faster spin, it seems like. Also has a just on brand silver logo there, end cap, which is really nice. It's gonna have the same dust-proof construction, everything you're used to. Silver inside and nice knurling. I mean, it's a more passive knurl. It's not gonna be nearly as sharp. It's a lot finer. It's still a Volcano knurl. This is probably their 1.1 or 1.0. Dual knurl marks, IWF and IPF. Man, that thing's pretty sick. It all just feels in line. And then has this same etching and serial number. They're using the exact same steel on this that they use on their Olympic weightlifting bars, which is 236,000 tensile strength. Most bars, like let's say Rogues, 190K. The old Kabuki Nugent bar was like the highest you ever saw, which was 250. The higher you go up, the more likely it is to get brittle and actually snap. The lower you go, the more likely it is to permanently deform and bend. We actually tested one of their Eleiko's old bars and we put 3,600 pounds and it barely deformed at 3,600 pounds. What do you say?
World record.
World record, yeah, world record, baby. So these are good bars. Now, one thing about this bar, they do have a lifetime warranty on it. The lifetime warranty used to require you to lift on Eleiko platforms. I'm not kidding. They would only warranty it. Well, we threw up a big stink, and since then, they no longer have that warranty. But I did notice in their lifetime warranty, you have to use 30 millimeter gym flooring for it to matter. That's over an inch. I mean, a lifetime warranty is great, but a lot of people don't have 30 millimeter flooring. But just feel the knurl. 28 millimeter bar. This is great. I mean, these are tremendous bars, passive knurling. Honestly, the Olympic weightlifting bar, I don't lift enough in Olympic weightlifting in the snatch or clean and jerk to really give you a good feel on exactly how it feels at very heavy weights, but I have a buddy that does. Let's talk to Kane. Okay, we're gonna call Kane the Dragon Wilkes and get his opinion on the new Eleiko bar. Now, for reference, Kane is a very meek man, so getting him to talk about himself is gonna be really hard, but I'm gonna try and get him to talk about all of his lists because they're very impressive, and then what he thinks of the bar. Let's call him. Okay, Kane, first off, give the people some info on who you are. I know you probably don't like talking about yourself, but let the people know, just how strong you are, some of your lifts, where you've been, what you've done.
Yeah, I've been lifting for 26 years now. Went to the Tokyo Olympics in 2021. Been on Team USA for a long time. One of the few Americans to have snatched over 400 pounds and clean and jerked over 500. So yeah, been at it for a while.
So yeah, NBD, he says. That is insane. The amount of barbells that you've had in your hands is ridiculous. You've specialized specifically in the clean and jerk and snatch for Olympic weightlifting. You came down just a little bit ago and were the first person to unbox and use the Eleiko before I was, which I'm not very happy about. But tell me what you thought about the new Eleiko bar versus other bars. What stood out to you? Just generally, what your thoughts?
I think very few bars make me kind of like do a lift and then drop it and kind of look around like, did anyone see that? That was pretty sweet. Eleiko has that history of just being very solid, high quality, and that new bar is no different. When I started getting the lifting probably 15, 20 years ago, the trend on weightlifting bars was just having as much spin as possible.
Right.
And lately they've worked on getting tighter tolerances so that it's a much more controlled and tighter spin.
Yep.
It just feels much better in use. I worked up to 130 kilos in snatches, so about 286 pounds.
No big deal.
Like, yeah, more spun when it needed to and nothing else. It just felt very smooth, very controlled.
Dang. Okay, what do you think of the knurling? Would you use that in a competition? Would it be aggressive enough?
I'm used to a more aggressive feel, but I've always felt like Eleiko has had not the most aggressive knurling, but it's still very grippy. Like, I really enjoy using the knurling on their bar. The nice thing is there's not a lot of competition bars where I would feel like I could train on it. Mm-hmm. But with the Eleiko competition bar, like, I could probably train on that because it's not going to tear up my hands every training session.
Okay. Just truthfully speaking, of all the bars that you could buy at retail, just be honest, if you could buy any single bar, money was no object, what bar would you buy?
It'd probably be an Eleiko, off the top of my head. There's some other good bars out there. I do like Usaka. I do like the Road Piros bar too, but
that's good.
The Eleiko is just on another level.
Okay.
If money was no object, that's the main.
What if we sent it to you?
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
All right, we're sending it to you. You can have it.
Awesome. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. Kane, thank you. You rock. For those that don't know, Kane is actually a writer for us, writes a lot of articles on GarageGymReviews.com, tests a ton of equipment, and is extremely knowledgeable. Kane, thanks, brother. We'll get the bar shipped out to you.
No problem.
You love it when somebody is as strong as Kane and has an ability that they could just absolutely destroy you, but is withholding so much force just in their kindness. Kane is absolutely that guy. When you meet him, you're like, this guy is a giant. And to see not just that he lifts a lot of weight slowly, but the force he puts on that weight it's insane to see how fast this guy moves under really heavy loads. Incredible. I hope he likes that Eleiko bar. All right, back to the review. Okay, so I think the biggest question, is it worth buying versus all the other bars? For a vast majority of you, absolutely not. But if you're doing a ton of barbell training but are on a budget, I mean, there are incredible bars from companies like Rogue Fitness that don't really even feel like Eleiko is necessarily trying to take over that market anyways. Eleiko is one of the originator of barbells, and they do high end. So if you're just looking for a good value barbell, you're gonna have a really hard time beating the stuff from Rogue Fitness. Made in the USA, tremendous bars. But if you want the highest end, you want one bar or maybe a couple bars and have the money for it, or you're in the top of your sport, you're actually an Olympic weightlifter or actually a competitive powerlifter, an IPF, and you wanna use the bars that you use on the world's biggest stage, these bars are incredible. I actually do believe that the Swedish steel is superior to much of the steel that is used in barbells. They showed me some stuff where they compared their bars to other bars. They don't release a lot of this stuff, but they've basically got everybody's bar and have tested everybody's bar, like probably a lot of their competition has. And they've been able to show through the tests like an Eleiko bar is the most durable barbell there is. Now, I would love to see a third-party company repeat that and put other bars up against others so we could have that data. It'd be pretty sick. Maybe we could do that one day. But they're tremendous bars. They look really good. They're very expensive. And so if you want the best of the best, I do think they're top end. But for most of you, no, get a cheaper bar. You're gonna get the same functionality for much less. But if you like nice stuff. This has been Coop from Garage Room Reviews. Any barbells you wanna see us compare? We haven't done a lot of barbells reviews lately. There's not a ton of new barbells coming out. Seems like most of the focus is on other equipment, but would love to hear from you in the comments. This has been Coop from Garage Room Reviews. See you next time. Bye.